Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Reno Improv for another Saturday night show. Uh, I hope you're ready for an awesome one because this is the third and final night of Spoon River, and it's not going to be in a town called Spoon River, but that's what we call the show. So, in order to get a name of a town, as you know, we need suggestions. So, go ahead and start suggesting great names for quaint small towns where weird stuff happens, because that's what's going to happen one more time tonight. If you are lucky enough to be here, you get to see this show. And I will hope you come back again while I'm waiting for that suggestion. Let me just tell you what else is going on. Next week, we have Rutabaga and Bad Horse are going to perform. So we have another great original show for you coming up next week. And all kinds of other things scheduled for the next couple of months. We have some really interesting things coming up, including people from other theaters that are cooperating and no, that's not a great word. Let's see. That are going to perform with us and do some really interesting, unique shows. So that's exciting. All kinds of stuff going on as per usual. So for tonight, make sure you get your popcorn and get all comfortable because you're not going to want to miss a second of the show once it gets started. In just a few minutes, you're going to meet our 6 wacky characters that live in this odd little charming small town that you have named. Let's see what you got so far for names. Check the name board. We've got all kinds of names coming up. Ooh, interesting stuff. Some of them look familiar. I've been to some of these places. It's funny. We've got lots of things. Keep them coming. I want variety. I'm looking for just the right name for this group of characters. I think we've got some good ones for tonight. Yeah, this is nice. Okay, how about this one? Let's go with Swift Parish. How about that? That sounds like a great, a nice, quirky, small town. You can kind of visualize it with lots of interesting landmarks and maybe some pretty trees or whatever. That's going to be our town tonight. You're going to get a glimpse into Swift Parish and see the local goings-ons in just a moment. Before we get there, let me just remind you that we're a nonprofit theater and we are doing our best to keep our community going through these crazy pandemic times. We're trying to keep everybody safe and be careful. That's why we're doing these online shows. And if you want to know how you can help us, one way is something you're already doing, which is just being here tonight is so helpful to keep that theater feeling going. It's so nice to have people in the audience and we appreciate you so much. If you'd like to help us financially, we have some fun little things going on right now. Tonight's sticker of the week is the classic 3-chair logo from the old days of Reno Improv. So if you want this sticker, anybody who donates $10 or more is going to get a sticker. We're going to mail it to you, so make sure you tell us what your address is. And if you're interested, we still have some awesome pandemic year t-shirt commemorative shirts left that help show a little bit of what we've all been through. And someday when we get together, we can all wear matching t-shirts and it's going to be really awesome. They're super cute. They have all kinds of little things from this year, like the voting booth, the toilet paper, masks, forest fires, and business casual up top, and murder hornets and protests. Everything is on the shirt. And it's a super soft, really nice quality shirt. So we're running out of sizes. We still have at least, I think we have medium through 2 or 3XL at this point. So if you're interested in a shirt, please consider. They're $25 and you can either pick it up or pay an extra $5 and we can ship it to you. So consider joining the shirt club. All of us have them and they're going fast. They've been really popular. So please get one and feel like part of the community even more. That's all I have to say. Let's get this show started so that you don't miss another oozing moment. I've got some crazy characters from Swift Parish all backstage right now to introduce to you. I'm going to tell you their actor names one time and then you will meet them as characters. So here they come. We've got Aurora and Logan and Katie, Jake, Jamie, and Heather here to perform for you tonight. Please enjoy. I'm going to let them take it away. Welcome to Swift.
Hey, I'm Hannah. Welcome to Swift Parish. I torment hawks for a living. There goes one. But really, we're friends. We're just joking around. Sometimes they fly back to me. Sometimes they don't. It's not easy to torment a hawk because they don't understand English, but they understand tone. So if I'm rude to the hawks, they get it. They understand. I've been here for 15 years, and I expect to be here until the day I die.
Well, here in the town of Parish, I am the mean tweet archivist. It's a very, very important job to keep these histories alive, pass down the culture to our children and the literature. And many of these mean tweets are literature indeed. You must check it out and see the really very creative ways people can be mean to each other on the internet when they don't have to show their actual face. Thank you.
Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Marissa. And I just want to talk a little bit about how I got into bubbles. There was a time in my life when I was really stressed out. I had 5 kids, and they were driving me kind of nuts. So I adopted them all out. And then I discovered bubbles. And it's changed my life forever.
I'm Elizabeth James. They call me Betty. Back in the day, I was very famous as a hand model. You would not believe the size of the incredible diamonds that I used to be employed to wear. It was incredible. And then age hit. And despite how much I work on my nails, I'm just washed out. It's tough living here where everybody in town expects your hands to look good. I expect hands to look good. That's the first thing I look at when I meet somebody. I look at their hands and I compare my shriveled up hands to theirs. It's tough because I can't measure up anymore.
Hi, I'm Shafali. I'm so honored to have you here in our town of Swift Parish. I was born and raised here, and I realized 17 years ago my life calling is to do the work that is so sacred of counseling imaginary friends. People often forget their best friend as a child was imaginary. We've got so much pain in this town, and we can really bring it back home, and people can really come back to yourself if you believe in your imaginary friends. That being said, sometimes people argue with their imaginary friends, and I'm here to help bridge that communication for this town. Namaste.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jim, the taco collector. I started collecting tacos because my parents were heirs to a huge hamburger fortune. I'm not going to name the place, but you know which one it is. And hamburgers are lame, bro. It's all about tacos. They're the far superior products. I have an amazing collection. I have the 4th Taco Bell taco ever released. It's incredible. It's from 1932. I have it in a concealed box. That one's really good. I also have Taco from Odd Future. I have him locked in my basement. I let him out twice a day to play and run in the shadows. Oh, he's so fun. But my biggest prize is a sliver of Walt Disney's face that I have between 2 whole wheat buns, cryogenically frozen. Oh, it's going to be worth so much someday.
So sorry. These hawks, they fly so bad. It is just so funny to me. Oh my God. Sorry. So Lawrence has been archiving all of the terrible things that I have been tweeting about these hawks. And let me tell you, I have said some very mean things about hawks. It helps them. It helps them to, reach their full potential when, they see that criticism. It motivates them to do better. Todd, please. Ugh. I'm hoping that Betty will come be an apprentice with me, because her hands are so bad now. She can just put on the glove and she can catch hawks and taunt them with me all day long.
Well, Hannah does indeed say very, very, very mean things about hawks in her tweets, and let me tell you, they are delightful. In fact, she has her very own folder to archive all of her mean tweets because there's just so many good ones that I can't keep them all straight unless I put them all in one folder. Now, well, Betty, the hand model, she says some very mean tweets, but since she takes such good care of her hands, she doesn't want to type with them too much, so her hands hurt. So her mean tweets are very, very succinct, concise, as little typing as possible for her hands. And let me tell you, the result is mind-blowing. It's poetry, I tell you. Indeed.
So I guess I should reveal that Jim is one of my baby daddies, and it sucks because I don't get any child support because I adopted all my children out, but he's really rich, and I feel like he owes me a taco from one of the ones that are from the 1930s or whatever. And Hannah and I are we get along really well because we both don't really like hawks because they destroy my bubbles, and it's really painful to watch. And her insults, they really make me feel better. And Betty and I need to work on a relationship because she really doesn't like bubbles because it reminds her of soap, and her hands are dry because she washed them too much. And I don't know. I want to be her friend, but she avoids me. Anyways, yes, I hear you. Okay, Bob. Okay, I'm talking. Just leave me alone.
There's something that I've been holding as a secret. I want to let it out. Jim, the taco collector, has a very special taco. And the thing that he doesn't know, that I held that taco at its coming out. I was the model. I was the model for that taco. And I know that that's the last crumb of fame that I have left in this town. Once I reveal, I'll have my one moment. It won't be 15 minutes of fame. It'll be 15 seconds. I'm just trying to time it perfectly so that I can grab that last little morsel of self-respect.
I love my job. I have clients all over Swift Parish, and they come to my office and they tell me about their problems with their imaginary friends, and I help them. And then I'm able to go to the grocery store and see them there, and it's like we don't even have that conversation behind closed doors. It's great. I love being able to be open and vulnerable with people when I'm out and about, when I'm riding my bike or going through the forest. But really, my bread and butter is, in the therapy room when people are spilling their guts. I've tried to keep things lighthearted. So I business partnered with Marissa a couple of years ago. She loves bubbles and she's so passionate about them. I'm a little hurt that she never talks about me. We have a great business relationship, and her passion is clearly something that imaginary friends love. I guess what I'm trying to say here is I'm just looking for someone that I can do both things with, that I can, have a relationship with and just not have to rely on my imaginary friends.
Yeah, I have strong feelings for Betty. I know that she has a long history of taco modeling. That's the fourth, actually, like she says. She thinks I don't know, but I'm kind of obsessed. The picture of her holding the 4th ever Taco Bell taco. Oh man, when I see her in person now, I just see the cheese and the sauce just on her fingers still. I can smell it. Anyway, I also have my imaginary friend and guidance partner, Mike Hawk. He's excellent, and we have conflicts sometimes. So I have to see Shafali, and we have to work on these issues for sure. And also, Marissa wants my prize taco. She's never gonna get it, never gonna get it.
Shafali.
Betty!
Thanks for meeting me for coffee.
Anytime. I love this restaurant. Swifties is the best.
It's just so delightful to see you. You obviously carry a lot of weight in this town. And I wish that I could afford your services, but I can't.
Sure.
And, so I thought maybe we could just have coffee and talk over coffee instead.
Oh, I thought you wanted to, that feels a little bit like a boundary violation, Betty. A big part of a relationship is being able to say what you need, and that feels as if you could be taking advantage of me.
Well, what I need is I need to work through the fact that I have never had an imaginary friend. That's what I need, and I thought that that's what you were all about, is helping people.
Don't get me started talking about imaginary friends. I could talk for hours, and then it's just a big old mess with the insurance. Let's just pretend that we're just friends getting coffee, and I'm talking about my passion.
Shafali, maybe I wasn't clear. What I would like to talk about the hole in my heart because I don't have an imaginary friend, and I was hoping that you would listen.
Sure, I can do that.
I thanks. I'd be happy to pick up your coffee.
Sure.
I'd happy to buy your coffee for you.
Hannah. Oh, well, Hannah, never have I seen someone hate something so much, and I admire it. I don't know how you do it.
Hang on, Lawrence. I gotta taunt Todd. Todd, you eat too many rats, Todd. He does. He really does. They're going extinct.
I've tried to hate many things in my life with such passion, and I've failed every time.
Well, here's the thing, Lawrence. I don't really hate hawks. I just like to taunt them and to torment them. That is, I don't hate them. I just get so much pleasure out of causing them misery that I'm fulfilled. You have to love what you hate.
That doesn't make much sense to me, and I'm not sure it makes sense to anyone, but I'll try my best. I'll try.
You should just keep coming out to the field with me and try making fun of an animal, any animal. You'll see how much fun it is.
Marissa?
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Marissa, I'm okay. How are you?
I'm struggling. I'm struggling a lot. And
Mm.
I was really hoping that, could you just maybe, I know I've asked before, but could you just maybe give me half a taco? I mean, I did have two of your children. I just think it's only fair.
Two, not the best ones though. Those were, Todd and Toddette were. Not, I mean, okay. I mean, I could walk down the street and find some street urchins that were also, about on par there. So that's not a great argument, is all I'm saying.
Listen, that's not very nice, Jim. Would you need a, you know what? You know what I have right here? I have a bottle of bubbles for you.
Oh,
And
really?
I want to give them to you because I think you need more bubbles in your life.
Okay, let me check them out here.
Lawrence?
Oh.
Thanks, Larry. I mean, do you mind if I carry you, Larry?
Please call me Lawrence.
Okay. I'd prefer to call you Larry.
Well, since your name is Elizabeth, but you are called Betty, I suppose it's only appropriate. For sure, you can call me that.
Oh, thanks, Larry. I feel like, in this town this size, I just want to be on a first name basis with everybody. Anyway, thanks for having coffee with me.
Of course.
I was hoping that maybe we could have a little sit down and talk about, your archives.
Sure. What is it you want to talk about?
Well, it's like a little stab to my heart. It's like I have a hole in my heart, and then you kind of stab that hole every time you mention that my tweets are nasty. And it feels bad, Larry. I think that we could be on the same page and be friends.
I've never meant for us not to be friends. I simply archive the tweets for historical and cultural purposes, and it's nothing personal at all.
It sort of feels like every time that you archive one of my tweets, like this morning, I mean, it hurt. It hurt, and it makes me feel ugly inside. And I know that I'm ugly on the outside. I mean, look at these crippled up hands.
Now, Betty, I admire your tweets because they're mean to other people. When you're mean to yourself, it makes me sad.
Shefali? Oh, thank you so much for meeting me in the 7-Eleven for counseling.
Yeah, I'm trying to branch out and get to know some new people. How you look okay? How have you been?
I've been okay, honestly. I'm having a huge moral conflict with my imaginary friend, Mike Hawk.
Sure.
Yeah,
Mike.
I know him, Tony's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's great. But see, the thing is he tells me I'm a real dick for, having kids with that woman. Marissa, thank you so much. Yes. And he thinks that I should be, giving up my prize taco.
Wow.
What do you think?
Jim, you're a really great guy. And I know you've been coming to see me for such a long time. And I got to tell you, this feels like a conflict of interest. Marissa's my business partner, and she had 2 of your babies. And then Todd and Toddette left of their own volition. I know she said she gave them up for adoption, but I want to give you counseling advice on Tony and Mike, but you might have to solve this one on your own.
Okay.
Hannah.
Shefali.
Wow, there are too many people in this Swift parish.
I don't know
Now,
why, but I feel dizzy. I don't. Anyways, Shafali, first of all, I have a bottle of bubbles for you.
thank
And
you.
and a whole case. Since we're business partners and you're selling them, I assume, to your clients, right? As we
Yeah,
discussed.
I love the new logo.
Oh,
The
thank you. Thank you.
Marissa's.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was really cute and original.
Mhm.
Well, anyways, I just wanted to drop by. No, Bob, I can't talk right now. I'm sorry. I just wanted to drop by because I was wondering if you might put a word in for me with Jim about the taco situation. I really need one of his valuable tacos.
Wow.
Hannah, this one is so good, so good. Today I saw a hawk on a wire. That's not a tree branch, you dumb hawk.
And it's funny because this really happened, and he was on the wire. It wasn't a tree branch.
Of course it
Oh.
happened. Of course, fiction is stranger than reality.
That's the one. That's the one. The reality is the weird one. Yes, yes, yes.
Of course. Oh dear,
Todd,
oh dear.
Todd, you have too many feathers. Too many.
Anyway,
Lauren.
yes, I wanted to ask if you would like to accompany me to the town's ice skating rink grand opening.
Oh, Lawrence, I would just be thrilled to be seen with the mean tweet archivist.
Really?
In public. I would love that. Yes, of course.
Well, great.
Hannah! Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Well, yes, I finally have a friend.
It's
a real one.
It's incredible. We've been best friends for such a long time, and you've always wanted a real friend.
Yes, a real friend aside from you. I'm sorry. That I really put my foot in my mouth just now.
I did too. I meant like a man friend.
A man
We're
friend,
just
yes.
friends. Like that's a man friend.
Exactly. And I see a lot of potential there. A lot of potential. Yeah.
This town is rubbish for dating. I can't meet anybody.
Shafali.
Hey, Betty. Go ahead.
Well, I don't even have the money for coffee, but I've got some of this old fingernail polish for you.
Okay.
Well, please take it.
Okay. This feels a little bit odd. But I'm just going to do, what the hell? I've got so much money. Okay. Tell me about, your imaginary friend.
Maybe you weren't listening last time. I feel like I have a hole in my heart. Okay, I know that you were a little uncomfortable about my trying to get free counseling by buying you a coffee. Yep. It was sort of unstated by the look on your face, but let me try again.
Okay.
Now, I'm trying to pay you with the old fingernail polish. Is that clear?
Yeah, it is. This feels like it's against so many laws, but what the hell? And this hole in your heart, Betty, everyone has an imaginary friend. It just sometimes they haven't come out yet. Sometimes they haven't
Wait a minute.
come in sight to you.
Oh my God. That's a revelation. There's hope for me because the hole in my heart is the fact that I was never good enough for an imaginary friend, that I didn't have the imagination for an imaginary friend.
Everybody has one. You just have to wait and sit and pray for them to be alive.
Hannah? Hello, Hannah.
Jim.
So I've been talking with my best friend, Mike Hawk, and he's been saying you've been talking a lot of crap about hawks.
Jim, your friend Mike Hawk is not real.
Excuse me?
No. The only hawks worth tormenting are those that are real.
Oh my God.
Jim.
Mike, can you hear that? Mike is pissed right now. He cannot believe that these words are coming from your lips.
Okay, Jim. Okay. I am a person of integrity. I will not be caught dead taunting a fake hawk.
Wow.
Marissa. Marissa.
Hi,
Hello. I'm concerned because you seem to be one of the only ones in this town who have never said anything mean via tweet. Even though you should have so many mean things to say about, say, Jim, for one example. But there's nothing.
I know, and actually, it's so funny because I was just gonna talk to you about that because I really want to say something really mean to Jim to try to get him to give me one of his tacos, and so I was gonna run something by you if that's okay. Is that all right?
Before you do, I am simply an archivist. I have no say in what happens. I just archive what happens, and it's sort of a code I live by. But if it would help get you started, I could maybe look over a draft or two.
Okay, here it goes. Oh,
Marissa, that was the most vile, brutal tweet I have ever heard. Here's the taco that you've wanted.
really?
Larry,
Yes.
are we still good with Larry? Are we still on a first name basis, Larry?
Of course. Why would you think otherwise?
Just checking. I'm feeling pretty good these days.
Is that so?
Hole in my heart that you were stabbing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Unintentionally.
I've got hope for that hole, Larry, and I just wanted you to know that you can't hurt me anymore. I'd love to ask you out for coffee if I had any money. I'd love to go out for coffee with you if you had some money for coffee.
Well, I never was trying to hurt you in the first place, and I would always be happy to go out to coffee with you. But if your feelings would have you say anything mean via tweet towards me, then I would happily archive those as well.
Well,
Lauren.
okay.
Jim.
Hannah.
Oh, this is a lot more fun than I thought it would be.
You know, it's about time this town of Swift Paris had gotten an ice rink.
God,
Jim.
your talons are so sharp.
Jim, you brought me out to the dumpster, the dump, to tell me that your imaginary friend, Mike Hawk, your imaginary friend, Michael J. Hawk, is not talking to you anymore?
He's not. Straight
You
up.
could have called me.
I just tried. The last time we left it, you said there was a conflict of interest, and I just didn't want to overstep any bounds.
You said it was an emergency. You said that something was on fire. That's why I drove all the way out here on these beat up roads.
It is. My heart is on fire. My best friend won't talk to me. You know what? I went to Hannah the other day because hawks talk. Okay, hawks talk.
I know.
For sure. And, Hannah's just been talking so much crap about hawks. And Mike told me to tell her, say what's up, and I did. And she said that he wasn't even real, that he was imaginary, and she's not going to stoop to the level of insulting an invisible hawk.
Look, Okay, no one should talk bad about their best friend,
Everybody loves
especially
my
if they're
dog.
invisible. That just takes
Marissa.
them away.
Marissa, that tweet was so brilliant. I mean, Jim, you are so ugly that if a taco were real, it wouldn't like you.
I know. I feel so mean right now.
No, that was
I just want to give you a bottle of bubbles. I just love what you've done for me. And I can't thank you enough. I mean, I know you went outside and you stepped outside of your boundaries for me.
No, Marissa. Thank you so much for the bubbles. I will cherish them.
Shefali, I really don't think this is any of your business. I mean, I think this is like a patient client confidentiality. Bringing me in, I am not going to insult a fake hawk, okay? I'm not going to.
Okay, look, I'm so sorry. I violated your boundary. It's a patient client confidentiality issue.
Yes.
And I wrote about that in my book.
Hannah. Thanks for inviting me out here, Hannah. Whoa!
Yeah.
These guys are big. Wow.
Big, that could be positive. So I tend to just pick something about them that I think that it's not what you say, it's the tone. It's the tone. So,
It's all in the tone.
yeah. So like this, Todd, your talons are too long.
Hey, Todd, why don't you preen those feathers, huh? Oh, that kind of feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does feel good to taunt a hawk. Definitely.
That's one nice glove you've got there. That looks like it might be a better idea than this hanky.
Yeah,
my
Todd
hands are
will.
delicate though. So.
Shefali.
Can't you see I'm trying to read?
Reading your own book, I see.
I'm preparing for my lecture. There's no one in the audience for it.
Well, I would ask you to respect my appointment. It starts now.
Okay, I'll put the book away.
Thank you so much. Now, I've come to you with a problem, and I don't know if you're the right person because you see, Hannah, well, she's a real person, of course, but our love is imaginary, you see.
Imaginary love is a real thing in this day and age. You meet someone and you think you have a lot of common interest, but the sparks just aren't there in real life.
Well, they could be, is what I'm saying.
Shefali?
Yes, Betty.
Hannah invited me out with her to taunt the hawks. And you were right, Shefali. I do have an imaginary friend.
Oh, good. It's a hawk?
It's my imaginary friend. Mine alone. It was so...
imaginary friends can come about in any way. They can be clear or, the orange in your basket. And sometimes they can be flying animals.
That's what I'm telling you, Shefali. I have an imaginary hawk friend now.
Wow.
If it weren't for you, Shefali, I never would have known. The hole in my heart, it is crusting over. Mm-hmm. First, it is closing up with scabby material, mm-hmm. and I'm hopeful that soon it will just scar up and be, whole. I mean,
Lawrence, I am just curious. Do you prefer Larry or Lawrence? Because you haven't invited me to call you Larry, and I felt like we had a thing maybe starting, it's very formal.
Well, yes, I apologize. I am a very, very formal person by nature, but if you calling me Larry would symbolize something more between us, then I would be happy to oblige.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, it might signal to others that we have a closer bond.
That's great to hear. I'm glad we're on the same page. I had a great time on ice skating.
Hi. So listen, I've come into some, let's just say, taco money.
Oh.
And yes. I did a mean tweet, a really mean one, to Jim, and he just handed over his prized fourth taco.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I was thinking we could maybe have an imaginary friend festival for Swift Parish, and I could sell my bubbles, and you could, maybe get some more clients.
Yeah, I could do a speech for IFF. It's my dream.
So Marisa.
Oh, hi, Jeff. Hi.
How
are you?
Great. Enjoying the new wealth.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Jim.
Good,
I can't thank you enough. It's been so much.
You could thank me enough, in fact.
Some bubbles?
I mean, of course, yes.
Okay.
Blow them in my hair. That's me.
Oh.
Thank you. But okay, Marisa, what I need you to do, I need you to kill Hannah for me.
Oh, what?
You're best friends with her, right?
Well, we have a bond because we both don't like hawks because they pop my bubbles, and I don't know why she doesn't like them, but she doesn't.
Not in front of Mike. Not in front of Mike. But okay, I understand.
Lawrence. I normally just do counseling for imaginary friends. But if I can give you some advice for the real world to turn your imaginary love into real love, I'm hosting a festival really soon called the Imaginary Friend Festival. What if you brought Hannah?
That's a fantastic idea.
Lawrence. Larry, I would love to. And by the way, if you could just call me Han, that would be great.
I will, of course, call you Han. Now, Han, I do have something to. Although I'm excited to go to the festival with you, I have something I have to tell you. You see, I know it's against all your principles, but I think you should make a mean tweet about Mike Hawk. Jim is so angry that you haven't, and he seems a bit unhinged.
Jim.
Hannah.
Never.
Jim.
Ashante, Elizabeth.
Yeah, Jim, you surprised me. I understand that we have that we both have imaginary friends that are hawks.
Yeah, beautiful clear hawk you have, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I mean, you just are a man of such sweet words.
Oh, thank you.
I've been holding this secret for a long time. I wanted to break it to you. I wanted to tell you that your taco, the fourth taco, that was in my hands.
Oh,
back in the day. You knew?
Oh, I know. I have clips of newspaper clippings and a shrine of your hands all up in my house.
Jim, you're kidding. All these years and you never let me know that you have a... Oh.
Hannah. Hi, Hannah. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's been so long. It's so good to see you. Hang on one second. Hang on. Todd, you fly too high.
Jim.
Yeah, Todd.
You know, if you're just gonna be here, I guess I'll give you some advice about Michael Hawk
Oh, great, thank you.
from my own book.
Absolutely.
Because bad behavior triggers all of our fears as an imaginary friend parent, we admonish our imaginary friends, guilt tripping them, even shunning them in the hope they'll reform. They rarely do. Instead, we perpetuate their behavior until it escalates out of control. This is what you've been doing to Mr. Hawk.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I have. God.
Jim,
Yes, Elizabeth.
I'd love to go to IFF with you.
Oh,
You take your hawk, I'll take my hawk. I'll
heck
take
yeah.
my hands. I'll keep them naked.
Ooh.
If that's the way you like them.
Absolutely. I'd love
Hannah.
those.
So I just wanted to see if you were going to go to IFF, and it has nothing to do with murder. But I just wanted to ask if you were going, because it's going to be killer.
I am so glad you asked. Yes, I have a date. In fact, I'm going with Larry. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he and I are going to go, and we will definitely see you there.
Okay,
Hannah?
I'll have a. Okay.
Hannah, I'm glad to know that you're going to IFF. You call him Larry too? I thought that Larry was a special name that I had for Larry.
Well, Betty, we're kind of an item now.
Well, Han, okay, I just want to say one thing.
Whoa.
One thing. Jim and I are going, and I just want to ask you, please do not taunt our imaginary hawk friends.
I would never taunt an imaginary hawk. Mike Hawk is not real, and I will not be taunting him.
Exactly.
Jim. Hi, Jim. Okay, so it's all set up. Hannah's going to IFF, and I'm going to murder her for you.
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Oh,
Marissa,
okay.
you know, this is an incredible exhibit that you're going to put on at IFF. Just
I
the
know.
juxtaposition between imaginary friends and 10-inch blades is just incredible. Having a table full of knives is just, I think it's going to be the
Marissa.
perfect difference.
Hi, Betty.
Marissa, I would be honored to be the hand model for those knives. Absolutely
Oh.
delighted. And thank you. I just felt that I was never going to work again. Marissa,
Oh,
I'm honored. I'm
okay.
honored. I haven't been standing this tall for weeks, years, in fact.
Jim, I know you and I have never spoken much, but our lives have come woven together in so many ways, if you'd let me explain. You see, we're both collectors of sorts. I collect or archive mean tweets. You collect or archive tacos. Now, there's some things going on around town about who gets to call me Larry. And I know there's some animosity going around about whether friends are truly imaginary or not, and whether hawks deserve praise or hate. Now, here's what I propose to you, Jim. You serve your tacos at the festival because, of course, no one will deny them, but you poison them. It would help all of my problems.
Jim. Okay, I have a slight problem. Betty wants to be the hand model for my knife booth, and I meant that for Hannah, because how else am I going to murder her now? I don't know what to do.
Me either. I mean, if it comes down to it, I really just like Betty's hands. So if I can just get those after the fact. you know.
Okay, good.
Okay.
All right, great.
Cool. Thanks, Marisa.
Yeah, anything for you.
Oh,
You're amazing, you know, and I would chop anybody's hands off for you.
oh, thank you. This is kind of why we split up, though. You know,
Oh,
just
let's not talk
loyalty.
about the past.
Okay.
Larry, the IFF is so much fun.
This is
So much
great.
fun.
Great.
I'm having a great time, and I'm not even taunting a hawk.
Well, can I buy you lunch while we're here? We're having such a good time.
I would love some lunch right now.
Shafali, I can't wait to hear your big presentation.
Oh, let me just read you the opening remarks.
You know, that's a brilliant idea. That's the way to really engage an audience. Just read straight from the book.
I thank you. I agree. Whether we like, and this is important for you, Betty. Whether we like it,
you picked a passage for me,
I did. Whether we like it or not, every one of us is destined to be triggered by our imaginary friends in some profound elemental way.
Oh my
We're going to,
God.
at some point or another, just lose it.
How did you know? I mean, Mike was flying around. I felt so triggered.
Yeah.
Mona. Hi. Oh, thank you for coming to my booth. Oh,
Hi.
you should take you want to take your glove off though and try some of these amazing sharp knives? Nothing's gonna happen.
Well, my glove hasn't come off in the last 15 years, but I suppose that today's as good a day as any.
Hannah, no. Why don't we go over to this other booth over here?
Oh, hang on, Larry. My good friend Marisa has just invited me to remove my glove, and I'm going to comply.
Oh, Marisa, here I am to show off your blades.
Oh,
Oh dear, what a nasty ending for such a sweet little town. Oh, thank you. Awesome show, everybody. Are we all here? Yes, what a great show. What a great roundup for Spoon River. It's been a great 3 weeks. I hope everybody enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun. And you guys are awesome. I want to know what happens next. I really wanted to know more about what those tweets really were. That was hilarious. Next week, we've got another great show. So come on back and see Rutabaga and Bad Horse performing next week. And don't forget to support us any way you can. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot, you guys. You're awesome.
We'd love to send you a shirt.
Yes. Don't forget your address. Thank